Hey buddy, so basically in today's GFG POTD we have a problem, triplet family, and basically it is a basic level of problem. uh, and the problem says here, given an array of integers, find whether three numbers are such that the sum of two elements equal to the third element. So basically we have a basic level of problem, or we can say it easy level of problem, where we have to find the two numbers whose sum is like equal to the third number. So as we can see in example 1 here, we have an array 1 2 3 4 5, and like if we take addition of any two pairs, then we have to check whether their sum is like, whether the result is like having an array or not. Like if we add 2 plus 1, we got 3 here, which is like equal to 3, and 3 is actually present inside the array. So here we can say that yeah, basically it is appearing in this inside this array, so we can say that true. Or we can also check this way also, like 4 is also presenting here and 1 is also presenting here, and if we take the add of these two pairs 1 and 4, we also get 5, and 5 is also presenting here inside this array. So here we can say that yeah, it's true, which returns the output. Like if we're talking about the second example here, where we have 5 3 4, and if we take addition of these two numbers like 5 and 3, uh, then we actually not getting the sum of 4, and if you're talking about 3 and 4, still we're not getting any output for 5, so it will return false. So no triplet satisfy these conditions. So basically this is basically a logical problem, and we need to solve this problem with an expected time complexity of order of n square and expected auxiliary space of like order of 1. This question is like asked in company like RCGM, and this is completely based on like array sorting, data structures and algorithm. So let's try to understand this problem about the approach. Like if you're talking about this first example here, like we have 1 2 3 4 5 elements. So what we have to do, the approach is very simple here. First of all, we have to like we know that if we take the addition of this 1 and 2, then we got here 3. Okay, that means yeah, the element is present. The sum for these two elements is 3, which is present inside this array. So yeah, it is true. Basically we have to check the pairs, that whether the sum of pairs are having the result or not. So here it contains the result, so here we can set return, we can set it true. Still we can also say that here we have another elements like 4, and we have also 1 here, and we can say that 1 and 4 pairs are also giving the result as 5, and also 5 is also present inside this array. So yeah, we have two, we can say that we have two results for this particular array which returns the result. So we can say that it's true. And talking about the second example here, this is like in the random format, so we have to uh, here it is not having any result, so we have to simply return false. Now approach the problem, the approach to solve this problem is really very simple. We have to first of all check these conditions. Like this is arranged in like irregular fashion, so first of all we have to like sort, so that we can get the elements like in the proper sequence, like 1 2 3 4 5. Now once we like sort this array, whatever the numbers we have inside the array, we need to simply sort the number, and once we like sort, we actually getting the numbers in some sequences. Once we have done these things, we get a sequence of number. Now once we get the sequence of number, then we need to apply the approach to solve the given problem. Now for solving this problem, what is the approach? Basically we have to, let's say we know that this is the array, and in this array we have 5 elements. So if we are actually targeting on the particular elements, like if we're talking about 5, so is there any pair uh, which makes the equality to 5? Like here we can say that 4 is the first element, and the second element is 1, so it will return 5. Is there any other element or pair which makes equal to 5? So I think they okay, no, this here 3 and 2 is also a pair which creates 5. So 4 and 1 and 3 and 2 both are actually making the pairs, both pairs are actually making the result. So here we can say that it is true. So For solving this problem, our approach is to first of all fix this number first, and then after that we need to like checking inside the array that whether the pairs are actually making the equality or not. So for that, let's try to solve this problem here first. First of all, we have to like int n is equal to array dot size. First of all, we have to define the size of an array. Once we like take the size of an array, what we have to do, we need to traverse it from the last, that means from this position. Let's say here I have to create I, and we need to fix the I at this position, and we need to just check for at least two numbers, right? So here you can set point I is equal to n minus 1, and then I is greater than or equal to 2. That means here we have to take at least two numbers or two pairs, which basically checks whether the pairs are like equal to the elements or result or not. Then here we have to do I minus minus. Now once we have like fixed this I at this position, now we need to like initialize two variable which is like placed on the two different position or two different index, which basically used to take the sum, and we need to check the sum whether the sum is like equal to the ith element or this element is equal or not. So for that, here we have to like define int I have already defined. Let's say j is equal to, here I'm defining j at I minus 1 position, and int k is equal to 0 position. That means here we actually are creating another variable or pointer, we can say that. Let's say I am placing j at this position and k at this position. Now with this number of sequence, we need to check whether there will be any pairs which creates equality or not. So here we can say that 4 and 1 is also getting, 4 and 1 is the pair which creates which is like equal to the result, and also 3 and 2 is also the pair which is like equal to the result. So we need to check one by one. So we need to traverse and check the result. Okay, so here we can say that while k is less than j, then what we have to do, while k is less than j, we need to declare a variable, let's say sum, which basically you should take the sum of these two numbers or two pairs, two elements which makes a pairs, and then after that we have to check whether the pairs is like equal or not. So here this is the first element and this is the second element, so k and j. So here we can say array of k plus array of j. Now once we have done these things, now once we have like summed these two numbers and we have like initialized inside the sum variable, we need to check like if sum is like equal to we can say that array of I, that means at this result position, if k plus j, that means 1 plus 4, if it is like equal to the last element, that means 5, then we can say that return true. So here we can simply say that return true. Else if we can say that while traversing, we can say that if sum is greater than let's say if my sum is positioning on this position, then what we have to say here, then we have to do this thing, if array of, else if we can do, if sum is like greater than array of I, that means if sum is greater than array of I, then we have to simply do what, we have to simply decrement this position, that means j minus minus, we have to move j towards this position, and else if we have to make k plus plus, and at the last we need to simply result our output. So return false. Let's try to compile and run. Here int I, okay, so I have not declared the data type, so here int I, So its compilation is completed. Let's try to submit it. So it's submitted. So that's all for the today. Thanks for watching.